Tom Brooks here, reporting for Downforce Radio. I'm here with Alexander Moiseev. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hi. Nice to meet you. All good. All good. So far, so good.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, it's always good to hear. So, of course, you're the managing director for Kaspersky Lab. So what exactly is your role within the company?
For Kaspersky Lab Europe.
Europe.
Yeah. So I have actually, if you remember Sherlock Holmes, he had a double cap, so I have a triple cap. Managing European operations for Kaspersky. It means all sales and marketing operations we're doing in Europe. And whatever happens with Kaspersky in Europe, it's my fault. Or success. So the second job I have is a small project we did start a couple of years ago. Now it's becoming bigger and bigger, so it's related to automotive security. We started our own research and technical development 2 years ago. Now we have a deep knowledge about automotive threats, IT security automotive threats into car industry, so we're doing a big work there. And the third one, I'm also driving the Kaspersky car in the championship.
Sounds like a very busy lifestyle by the sounds of things.
It's funny. It's always good.
Wonderful. Okay, and of course, as you say, Kaspersky has had a very heavy presence within motorsport, especially over the last 6 years. So how did Kaspersky come into the motorsport sector, the industry?
You want the true story? No, honestly speaking, so boys are becoming bigger, and the toys are becoming bigger. But so there are few stories around this one. Of course, the real one is that we started to look for an alternative in terms of marketing placements, in terms of promoting ourselves, in terms of building the visibility. Actually, we started to look actively into motorsport. It's one of the most visited and viewed. I don't know if does such a word exist. It's the most interesting event in terms of spectators and visibility, and Formula One, of course, is the top of it. And then we started to analyze, to see different options and opportunities. Fortunately for us, we managed to get in to Ferrari, to get with Ferrari. So we managed to build a partnership with them. It took us a few time. We managed to design a full program, so that's how we ended up in. And racing. One of the people who we are really thankful to is Giancarlo Fisichella. That's the one who did bring us into Ferrari. And with Ferrari, it's not that easy because I believe it's the only team who has this It's the only team who actually chooses the sponsors, not vice versa. So actually, they choose who can be with them. And we did build the full program thanks to Giancarlo. We did get in, we did design a few projects, so that's how it started. And also thanks to Giancarlo, I've been driving his manager from one of the tracks one day, and he told to me that you better go kill yourself on a track instead of killing me on the road back from the circuits.
Wonderful. Okay, and as you say, your racing career started in 2011. Was it? Yeah, in 10 in the Ferrari World Challenge. So how did the whole foray into racing come? Was it just through Giancarlo? Had you had a passion for it previously?
Yeah, you always as a boy have a passion towards cars. Otherwise, you won't succeed in no way, even with the sponsorships. You need to have a lot of passion to jump in adventure, but then you need to understand cars a little bit, the world a little bit. Then you learn and improve. So for me, of course, the adventure with cars, it's a long story. So I always liked cars and fast speed. But then, thanks to lots of friends and thanks to mainly IF Corsa, which was the factory team for Ferrari in GT. We did do many tests, and we came to the subject technically. So we learned how to do it technically. Not only I learned how to do technically, how to drive technically, not just in a crazy way, And apparently, what I was doing in the past was wrong, so I had to change completely my approach to the car.
Well, it seems like it's worked because obviously you've had some very good results, and for this year especially competing in the full Blancpain endurance campaign. So how's that gone so far? Of course, Silverstone next weekend. Are you sort of quite optimistic with your results in this season?
I have a coach driver who is my mentor coach and the one who did initially explain me what I was doing wrong in the car. He's always explaining what I was doing wrong. what I'm doing wrong is Marco Ciocci. He's the one racing for Ferrari, and one of the, I mean, I think he's one of the top talents in Europe right now, and really experienced guy to drive you forward. So I have no choice not to perform better from what I did in the past, because he's always watching, so I need to do better from what was before. I'm quite confident with what is going to happen. So we did do quite well in Monza till now. Unfortunately, we had a small technical problem with the car. I mean, it's not really with the car itself. It was just because of heavy bumping and an accident during the race. So the car went off the track. It went back. We've been leading our category for the
sort of see young talent rise up?
Yeah, we've been always looking for talents around, and Antonio is one of the top talents right now. He's, as you know, he's part of FDA, Ferrari Driver Academy. He's performing really well and doing great results this year in GP3. I must be honest, we're looking also on some different names also. I can't disclose them right now. And for Antonio, we are more than confident. He's really pushy. He's really performing well. He's doing lots of hours behind the simulator and training and so on. So he's.
Well, it certainly sounds like it's heading in the right direction. So, of course, with Kaspersky Motorsport and the Kaspersky Lab company, how does the synergy between the two, how does the motorsport involvement affect the day-to-day running of the company? Does it have any effect on it at all?
It's easy. First of all, we forgot about competitors, so we don't compete with anybody. As you know, in motorsport, the rule number one is to compete against yourself. You need to perform better and better with comparing to your time, so you need to do the next laps better than the previous one. And that's what we're doing ourselves. So yeah, we need to grow up, we need to increase the revenues, we need to gain the market share, but it's not competing with others. And technically, we are on a different stage, especially I can say it for automotive security project. We've got the technical advantage of about a couple of years comparing to anybody on the scene. So we are more than safe. We put a lot of passion. It also comes from the automotive world, and then it's about discipline. So everybody believes that, everybody who is just a spectator believes that in racing you must be crazy enough to push the throttle and never release it. The reality is that where comes the difference is the braking, where comes the difference is the reference point, where comes the difference is the technique. So you must be technical, you must be precise, and you must be really accurate in the things you do. That's exactly the same in business. So what you learn from motorsports, you run fast, but you are on the safe side. You must be safe and secured.
Fantastic. And of course, Kaspersky likes to innovate, likes to try sort of different projects and different ways of approaching business. And obviously the motorsport sector has certainly helped. So going forward into future years, obviously you've got a contract with Ferrari until 2021 in Formula One. So what does the plan lie for Kaspersky within motorsport? Are you looking maybe at avenues like the World Endurance Championship or similar?
We're doing, even this year, we're not doing only Blancpain GP3, we're doing also GT Open. So we'll try there. Let's see. We have many options, but it depends. I'm not alone, and the team is doing an amazing job where everybody is improving, so we will see where we can develop. I think we can do the different championships. So for this year, it's confirmed that we do GT Open and Blancpain. might be we will even open an opportunity with a different championship. Might be. I don't know. I don't know yet. So we'll see.
It sounds very positive. Absolutely. So, for example, during a race weekend, it's something like 600 gigabytes of data that is transported from the Ferrari Formula One team back to headquarters. Obviously, quite a vast amount of data. So your role, of course, in protecting that, going with your partnership. So how has that benefited the company? Has it been a partnership that you are quite pleased that it has taken place? And
so with Ferrari, we are more than happy because the partnership is a real partnership. It's not just a sponsorship package. So we are learning a lot about automotive world. They are listening to us in terms of security and implementing that in the factory, on a track, on a pit wall, everywhere. When we speak about data, it's not that significant amount. We're speaking about 60 gigs of data in a weekend. The problem of this data, it's the exchange rate is quite fast, so it's not that the amount is quite fluid during the whole weekend. It goes spontaneous, it goes really fast, and the reaction time must be really immediate. So the two major differences are reaction time is fundamental, and false positives are not allowed, and the decision, the precision in taking a decision must be 100%. And then it comes in a gameplay different factors. So till now everybody analyzes data like malware or not malware. Data can be malicious, attacked or not attacked. But in a simple world, so if there is a guy, so in the past everybody approached the malware in a way, if there is a guy with a gun, it's malware. If there is a boy with the bicycle, it's not a malware. In reality is, if the guy with the gun is on a war field, it's not malware. But if the guy with the gun is in a playground, it's a malware. And the same with the boy with the bicycle on the war field, it's malware. So the analysis should come not only of the body itself, but it should come from the behavior analysis. And that's where the major changes are happening right now in IT security. And it impacts almost everywhere. So this is where we're developing, where we're learning from motorsport and automotive in terms of speed of reaction, in terms of methodologies of taking decision, and in terms of not giving any false alarms, so not providing any false positives. As a result, I think today for sure Ferrari is the most protected team ever in all motorsport of Formula One, and for us we've learned a lot in automotive. So in automotive we got an advantage technically, which is a completely different planet.
That's absolutely fantastic. Alexander, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us at Downforce Radio today. Just out of interest, lastly, how can people keep up to date with everything that you're doing and Kaspersky are doing throughout this year and going forwards?
Could you repeat please the question?
Oh, sorry. So how can people keep up to date with everything that you are doing and Kaspersky within motorsport are doing going forwards?
Sorry. No, it's really easy. So we've got the website which is dedicated to Kaspersky Motorsport, which is kasperskymotorsport.com. You can see all updates, and we try to include those updates related to Formula One, to Ferrari team, to GP3 program, to Blancpain, to GT Open. So whatever we do related to four wheels, it's in there. So please be very welcome to see it.
That's fantastic. Brilliant. Alexander, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today at Downforce.
Thank you.